curious as to why most times, like, you start slipping up on the weekends and why that and how that might be affecting your overall weight loss? Well, you're in luck, because today's video, we're going to dive into the hard math, the science behind how we can control weight loss over time, and what trades we're willing to make, especially for those of you who are busy, successful parents who are working on their health and having a hard time balancing their business, their family, their career all in once, and having a body you want. That's what I've specialized in, is I help parents that are just like you get amazing results and keep the weight off. And so today we're diving into the math and science behind holidays, weekends, just in time and making this video. We got Halloween this upcoming week, and after that, it is just holidays from now to the end of the year. And as somebody who loves holidays too, I recognize that some of these holidays have been maybe the bane of some of your existence when it comes to your health and fitness goals. And so today we're going to dive into the math and the science about how we can go about doing them without feeling the pain of what has happened years past. So without further ado, we're going to head over to my spreadsheet. We're going to go over some stuff. I'll see you there in just 1 second. If you're new to my page, I love spreadsheets. I like using them because it gives us a nice little illustration, especially because fat loss is a math problem. Now, I'm not going to dive into the calories of it. I've got plenty of videos all over the place on YouTube, on Instagram, on Rumble, on TikTok, on Facebook that dive into the science behind calories and all these sorts of things. So I'm not going to dive into that here. I'm going to give you just a brief overview, and then we're going to look at the numbers. Okay? So calories and fat loss, or I should say fat loss is a math problem, meaning, calories in, calories out. That's it. Okay? So if you burn 2,000 calories by doing stuff and by living, and you eat 1,500, your body has to get calories from somewhere to stay alive. And it does that in the form of fat. It's pretty sweet. And then if you overeat, guess what? 85 to 95% of the calories you overeat are then stored as fat. Okay, it's really, really predictable, which is why fat loss is awesome. Weight loss, kind of hard. Fat loss, very, very simple, which is why this thing is called the fat loss math problem, not the weight loss math problem. Okay, now with it, if you stayed at a 500 calorie deficit. Now, calorie deficit, before we get any further, that word sparks an interest in some people. Pretend like this line here is what you eat every day. This is what you eat, okay? Being in a calorie deficit means that you consume less than what you burn. Consume, burn, okay? That's a calorie deficit. A calorie surplus is when you burn this much, and you eat this much because you have a surplus of food. It's just a descriptor for how much food you are consuming, okay? Now, that does not mean you're eating like a glutton. It could very well mean that you're just not moving around a ton, okay? So with all that being said, that's what that is. So if you're at a 500 calorie deficit every single day, in a year, you will be down 52 pounds of fat. How cool is that? How often? Every time, which is the cool part, okay? Every time. Doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your sex, doesn't matter what you do for work, doesn't matter if you're male or female, doesn't matter if you're what skin color you got, nothing. That's how it works, okay? Every time, not once in a while, which is really, really cool, okay? And then what we're trying to discover today is twofold. One, kind of what happens during the holidays, and two, how in my program we work with people on making sure that we make the best trades for their lifestyle. As in, if somebody wants to go, hey, every Sunday I want to have a day where I just can eat enough calories to gain 0 pounds of fat, we can plug that in. We can plug that in for you. It's just a matter of understanding, is it worth the trade? Keep that phrase in your mind. It's not good nor bad. Is it worth the trade? Because check this out, okay? Calories. This is what we're at, that calorie deficit, meaning we're burning more calories, or we're eating 500 calories less. Both of them are the same, okay? Same thing. You're either burning 500 calories more or eating 500 calories less than what you burn, okay? Let's say on Sundays, every Sunday, you want to eat enough calories to match the calories that you burn, theoretically, every day. If you did that every Sunday, instead of losing 52 pounds in a year, you'd lose 45, which is still phenomenal. And in order for you to reach the same goal of losing 52 pounds in a year, it would take you 61 more days, about 2 months. If you wanted to continue not eating or eating your calories, what you would burn by eating maintenance level calories on Sunday, totally fine. And you might be like, well, Chris, why isn't it 52? Because you, over time, it's a distinction between calories that you're burning at the rate that you're burning per day. Okay, so if you're eating 500 calories more one day a week, and you spread that over the course of a year, you're burning like significantly less calories over that course of the time. So it's a little bit longer, okay? Because we're assuming you're going to continue doing that. So we have to add on for every 7 days that you would be hitting it typically, it's only 6. That's why it's a little longer, okay? But let's say it's Saturday and Sunday. Now, how many of you watching this now are guilty of eating good during the week and not good during the weekends? Who said this before? You can say it, no big deal. We're like, no one's here to judge you, okay? I can't see you, so no one's here to judge you, but likely if you struggled, this is you. Check this out. If we just did Saturday and Sunday, now instead of 52 pounds, you're at 37 pounds for the year. Just by eating maintenance level calories. Maintenance. And it's going to take you an additional 145 days to hit the same 52 pounds of weight loss. Which you might be like, well, I don't have 52 pounds to lose. I'm like, that's great. No big deal. Maybe you have 37. And if you're like, I want to do that in a year, cool, you could follow this. Or you can get to it way faster, which is nice too. You could totally do that as well. Here's what happens a lot of times though, is a lot of people are good Monday through Thursday. And then Friday, they eat good during the day. And then at night, blow it. Saturday and Sunday, they're at it again. Watch what happens here. Just from weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, instead of 52 pounds, you're down 30. And it takes you another 2/3 of a year to the same 52 pounds. Problem. Okay? So you see how the damage on the weekends, if you just turn, and by the way, just so we're clear, this is you eating maintenance level calories. Let's say you just eat 100 calories over what you burn. So as an example, you burn 2,000 calories per day. So far, I've only shown you to where you eat 2,000. What happens if you overeat? Let's say 100 calories, just 100. Nothing nuts, just 100 calories over. Watch what happens. We go from 30 pounds a year, give or take, to 25. Just by eating 100 calories over. And it takes more than a year to get back to where you were if you're doing it before. Do you see how a lot of you guys who are like, I'm doing so good, likely two things. One is that in a week, you're not doing enough to really make the scale move. Because on the weekends, you're taking 3 steps backwards. Actually, you're taking more than that. Because you would be down 1,500, but you're actually up 300. So the real gap there is 1,800 calories, which is half a pound. Difference. Pretty big. Now, just for fun, most people eat like 600 calories over what they burn on the weekend. Watch what happens here. In a year, you only lose 3 pounds. Pretty big. Pretty big. See how that can cause a problem. And I don't even know how many years that is. Over 10. To lose the same amount you could lose in one simply by just overeating on the weekends. And overeating, by the way, too, does not always mean you're eating a ton. It might mean you're eating a little bit more and you're moving significantly less. Snap. Now, let's take this away and we're going to talk about holidays. So let's say you just celebrate the common ones. Okay, I've got Hanukkah on here. In fact, if you want to play with this and punch in the numbers yourself, you let me know. I'll send you those. I'll make a copy of this and send it over to you to play with. Okay, but let's say just normally you're going to go. You're eating, let's say, the 600 calories over. Okay, and you're going to go Christmas Eve, Valentine's Day, Independence Day, Thanksgiving, anniversary, birthday, but you got 4 of them because you got kids and a spouse. New Year's Eve. 26 more days. Not a big deal. It's like a month. okay, a month to lose the same amount. But if you eat more than that, that's a problem. Let's say you do it on Halloween, St. Patrick's Day, Memorial Day weekend, you're out camping and having the time of your life, which again, not a bad deal. I'm only saying this so not to judge or to make anybody feel bad. I'm doing this to say, hey, is it worth it? Is it worth it to do another month trying to lose weight, over a month to try to lose weight, when you could get it done in 12 months? Is it worth it? The answer could be yes, and I'm absolutely cool with that. Here's what we do in my program, okay? 1 is we net zero. We net zero. Because if we just at least net zero, we're not going backwards. We're not having to add more, not necessarily add more time, because either way, by you not going negative 500, you're still not going negative 500. You know what I mean? So you're technically not going forward, but also you're not going backwards, because we don't have to recoup anything. You haven't added to the mix. You just haven't taken away. Okay. And so we do that on main big traditional holidays where there is gathering of people and tradition is involved. So something like Christmas, Christmas Eve, and or Hanukkah, totally fine. Okay, if you're Jewish, Hanukkah's 8 days. I did a little bit of research today, so I see there's traditional desserts that are in oil. It's going to kind of be hard to go around the calories and hit your protein at the same time. So it might be worth it. Hey, it's just 8 more days to crush it. Okay, if I were somebody that is Jewish, I'm not, but if I were, I would go, it's worth it to me to keep and uphold that tradition, for me to add another week of me trying to lose the weight that you have. Because quite frankly, you might not have 50 pounds to lose. So it's no big deal, okay? So there's that. What we do, Christmas, Christmas Eve, Independence Day, Memorial Day, because here in America, we freaking love our barbecuing, Thanksgiving, and birthday, but one birthday, not Halloween, Christmas Eve, or New Year's Eve. That's fine too. So you see how it's actually 51.14. It's like actually really close. And you know what we can do instead? On those days, we just do a little bit extra. We can go like, hey, on those days, make sure you really crush a workout or you do more steps on that day. And by doing a little bit more, you're likely going to take the gap away so that you actually don't not gain. You continue to lose. And by creating healthy lifestyles, it's so much easier for us to do that. So much easier. Make sense? So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure that you share this with a friend, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that make the people at bay that kind of control these things to get out to other people. Help me get this out to other people. So many people are struggling with this, and if they just knew the science, they'd make better decisions. So that being said, have a great freaking day. Kick some butt, take some names. I'll talk to you soon.